we are getting some of that torrential rainfall. So if you do have to head out in the next hour or so in the metro, be prepared for hydroplaning to be a factor and an issue, something you're going to have to worry about. But this is, as let's see, we can put that storm track on there at 55 miles an hour. These things are really moving through, so they're not really going to camp out per se, but the trouble is we're getting redevelopment behind it. So although we're getting torrential rain now, and although the wind and hail threat's not going to be as pronounced in about 15, 20 minutes or so up in this region, it is still at least causing some concern with the possibility of some gusty winds out there. Chula at 10:21, Milan at 10:45. Laredo at 10:23. That would be the leading edge. So you're going to see the winds pick up. You're going to see the rain pick up as well. But the good news, I guess, in the short term is, to my knowledge, and I'm looking at 2 or 3 different monitors here on the console in front of me, I haven't seen any confirmed touchdowns. We did have the radar indicated tornado warnings earlier. We have not seen an additional tornado warning issued for a while, which is also good news, but still we're under that tornado watch. Or it's a correction, that's severe thunderstorm watch, I should say, until midnight tonight because of this line that's currently moving through. And as Neville mentioned, it looks like now we are starting to transition a little bit from severe weather to now more of a flooding situation, hydroplating situation, and flood advisories that are coming out throughout the region. Also, don't want to ignore the Kansas side real quick. I'm going to put this into replay mode as we're kind of at least trying to look at both sides of state line and also look at exactly what is going on with regard to the thunderstorms there. Down from Olathe, Spring Hill going now, first alert for Paola, also for Ottawa on the Kansas side as well. This line is still holding together, but it does not look as organized. In other words, there's not as much inflow to keep even a little bit of a notch in the line that could cause things to spin and rotate. And also, as I mentioned, it's the northernmost extent of the line that you get most of the possibility of a quick spin up. The farther south and west you go, the more likely it is not quite as organized. Therefore, you're not going to necessarily get that sort of action that's going on. But still, let me put it and stop it here and give you a storm track now on the Kansas side so that you get equal coverage, although there have been no warnings out for your area. Still want to give you the ETA in case you are going to be leaving the house and going somewhere. This part of the line is not moving quite as quickly, but still heading off, at about at least 50 miles an hour. I'm going to put it at 45. And there you can see some of the estimated times of arrival for the heaviest of the rainfall. For example, Blue Valley High School at 10:24, Loch Lloyd on the Missouri side at 10:30, Grandview at 10:32, Belton High School at 10:36, Longview Community College at 10:36 also. That is when the leading edge is going to be moving through. But the good news, I guess, is right now that we are seeing that most of the warnings have been allowed to expire about 5 minutes ago for the heaviest of the tornado warning. So then we have other news of the day. So what we're going to do before we go to the news, I want to give one more check of the road conditions because that's going to be the big story now. Brian Johnson, once again, out on, I'm thinking last time we checked I-70, but you can correct me.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. We're heading I-70 eastbound. We're actually in the downtown loop right now, coming up on Bartle Hall here in just a minute. Take a look outside. You can see what we're up against. Mostly just heavy rain here in this area, and as you hit these low points underneath the bridges, about an inch or two sometimes of sitting water. I think I heard you say it was about 2 inches of rain. I believe it because we have seen a lot of standing water at various points, and it'll make a huge splash, especially on the interstate traveling through here. Now we're heading eastbound. Right now we're about 10 miles behind the most severe section of the storm. The worst places right now are kind of over Leawood, as well as Independence, Sugar Creek, Raytown. That is the hardest hitting rain at this point. We are in an orange patch on the radar, if you're looking at that on the screen here from just a minute ago, and so it's starting to calm down. One thing I have noticed with this system as it's moving through, it's really picked up speed. It's going about 55 miles an hour, so the good news is if you're hearing that hard rain on top of your roof, it's not going to last too long. It's going to continue on eastward, bringing those cooler temperatures with it behind it. So live downtown, you can see a lot of heavy rain, people having a little bit of struggle driving, but if you take it slow, it's the worst seems to be over where we are for now. Live in Kansas City, Brian Johnson, KMBC 9 News.
Thank you there, Brian Johnson. Looks like I-70 very close to the Paseo exit there. That's where he is, so just east of the downtown loop. And still, as he mentioned, maybe not quite as heavy, but still coming down, going to cause some issues with regard to hydroplaning. So Neville and I are going to continue to gather information. Good news is those severe thunderstorm warnings have, at least the tornado warning has been allowed to expire at 10:15. Still have the severe thunderstorm warning that we'll keep an eye on to the north and east toward say Davies County, Grundy County as well. And definitely if we have anything new to report, we'll come back. But also there's been a lot of news that's happened today. We're going to send it over to Laura.